we have reached the final rung of this particular. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the continuation and the end, the finale, the bottom, or the top, depending on which way we're climbing. With the ladder, yes, we are moving on to the final track here. 9 Voices, Longwalker, in parentheses, after new language. Now we're going to hear perhaps that new language spoken to us in 9 different voices. I've enjoyed listening to this album, and I hope that you guys have as well. You know already that there will be more yes at some point in the future. So where should we be diving into from here with the band? Where should we go back somewhere? Should we go forward somewhere? I don't know. You give me an idea of what you want to hear, and we'll explore that. But for now, let's take the long walk here, listening to this 9 Voices on the way. Let us dive in, finish out the album strong. Here we go. Sitar coming in.
9 voices.
Or not sitar. What's that other instrument?
Singing as one. 9 voices. This dialogue. 9 voices.
The tabla?
When the sun came up, they sang, as the perfect calendar says. Each had the power of people speaking new languages. They give forgiveness meaning, new ways of letting go. Each child is born for greatness with forces that surround them. This voice, this dialogue.
What a light moment.
This voice, singing as one. 9 voices. This dialogue. 9 voices, singing as one. His voice. This dialogue. This voice.
I love how powerful all their voices are. Makes sense.
9 voices. 9 voices. 9 voices. 9 voices.
I think that was actually a great conclusion to the album. That was like the perfect moments of powerful, like with the 9 voices, every time that came in the end, that big resolve, I thought that was like incredibly powerful, especially the way like the music built up right underneath it, giving it a little bit of a boom under there. It was really nicely done. The acoustic guitar was well handled at first, giving us something a little bit straightforward from Howe and Sherwood, and then eventually, he starts, he starts adding a little bit more in there. There was that instrument that I always hear in like Indian classical music, but I always forget what it is. But when I'm looking at the personnel and the instruments played, it might just be didgeridoo under there, and I'm thinking that it was, I always forget the instrument's called, but it's kind of like that drony sound. Yeah, wow, wow, wow kind of sound, but I could be mistaken. It could really just be didgeridoo. I love the inclusion of the tabla being played here. Tabla is one of my favorite sounds, alongside many things, saxophone, mellotron, there's a list of them. But like, I love the sound. So that coming up in here is more than welcome. And like I said, that gentle padding alongside those beautiful moments of glorious light coming with the 9 voices, I think sounds incredibly well. And this feels like a nice conclusion to the album. Not becoming so overly bombastic, no big drums or solos or anything like that. No, just a good 3-minute conclusion to the album to gently lay us down. On a beach, North Africa, 9 tribesmen stand alone, waiting for a distant call, waiting for the world to answer. Through the night of 1,000 stars encircled by the light, they began to sing a new song of forces that surround us. And I love how all the band sings on this one. This feels like a perfect way to not only end the album, but end like a live show. And everyone in the audience can sing that chorus. 9 voices this dialogue, 9 voices singing as one, 9 voices this dialogue. When the sun came up, they sang, as the perfect calendar says. Each had the power of people speaking new languages. They gave forgiveness meaning, new ways of letting go. Each child is born for greatness with forces that surround them. And of course, it just repeats that again. So these 9 voices now have power behind the voice. It's not just a sound, but now that sound has meaning. And like the band, they add a lot of meaning into their particular sound. I think that this was a really good album to listen to. I enjoyed it. I think that it's a decently strong album at this point, or at that point in their career as well. But of course, I would love to hear your thoughts. And of course, where to go next? Where do we go next with the band? Let me pull up their discography. Let's do that. Let's do this together. Let me pull up their whole discography. There you go. All right, bring you guys in. Bring you in. All right, we've done all this. If we were going in order, we would be hitting, I guess, Union. I've heard a little bit of talk about this one. What's the track listing? I've heard a little talk about this one. What else? Keys to Ascension, Open Your Eyes, The Ladder. We just listened to that. We've listened to Magnification. Haven't touched these. And I know, these are a little controversial. Where do we go from here? Man, it's almost like we don't have as much as I thought left. Huh. I don't know. You be the boss of that. Of course, let me know what you guys thought of it. Of course, in the comments down below. Buy me a coffee if you want to sponsor a song request. Patreon for exclusive content, and YouTube where you are. Just sit back, relax, and press that like button. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. And I will see you all later. Bye.